She is worried about Tamlin again.
Right, that caught me off guard a bit too.
How dare he? How dare he interrupt my sexy time?
You're listening to Getting Fae'd. We,
Meike,
Lea,
and Lukas are reading A Court of Mist and Fury for the very first time, and today we are covering Chapter 42. Get Fae'd with us!
Woo! Only one chapter today?
Only one chapter.
Because it's a long one, it's a long chunk
And we
chapter.
have a lot to say, so only one chapter today.
I don't. Yeah, I do.
We can kind of make a special celebration out of this. We do not only celebrate this long chapter, we also celebrate 2025.
Yay!
Because it's coming to an end.
Sadness, but also happiness. It's good. It can go.
Yes.
Please leave.
In this household, we hate 2025. But we're gonna love 2026.
I don't know.
Are we?
I mean, I wouldn't say I hate 2025, but it's been a year.
It's been a year.
It's been something, and it kind of went over quite quickly. But that's okay. It can go now.
Yeah.
Should I stay or should I go now? You can go now. Thank you.
Yes, and hopefully the next year will bring a lot of exciting new things, happy things to you guys, our listeners, and to us as well. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it can be just as this chapter.
Long and exciting and sexy.
Yes, a bit sexy and a bit spicy and also quite exciting. Also a lot of new things are happening. We meet new people. Maybe you will meet new people next year.
That would be great. A
Isn't
good
that
omen.
something? Yeah.
I just hope 2026 is not as devoid of Azriel as this chapter is. Because then I will be sad and I will also hate the next year.
Oh no.
Aww.
Well, but before we look into the future,
Angry.
we still have to talk about the last chapter of this
You shouldn't
year.
look to the past that much, Lea. The past is gone.
But
the
sometimes
past is in the past.
we have to take a little look to know what's up ahead.
Can't you just look ahead? Please, Lea, give us your prediction of what's gonna happen in the next two chapters.
I think awkwardness.
Awkwardness. Okay. Strong word.
But how do we get there?
I don't know. Maybe we should start in the past. What happened in the last chapter?
A lot of lore happened.
Right, it's about Draken and Miriam and
the queens.
Right, the queens refused them the book, and they were like, we don't trust you. You're an evil warlord. And they were like, shit, we have to show them that we aren't. And so we guess we have to show them Valaris. But how? We can't invite them here. They will die or kill or who knows what. I have this cool orb. But my father has that orb. And my father's evil because he tried to wed me to this bad autumn man. And when I fucked with someone else to destroy my purity.
Cassian. Not someone else. Cassian.
Well, in that case, it was important that it was someone else.
Not in that case, in that Cassian.
Yeah, but then my father was very evil and nailed a note to my body and dropped me in front of that border. But then Azriel showed up and saved me.
Nice.
And that's the man we have to visit and to distract to get the ball.
Yeah. But as we visit this evil man, there's one important thing to note. Because Feyre is not frightened. That's how chapter 42 opens.
Nice.
Rysand carries Feyre to the Court of Nightmares, to the Hewn City, like the OG under the mountain.
Under the mountain.
And Feyre is ready, and I love to see it.
Yeah. It's interesting that we get thrown in immediately. We do not get to hear a plan. I think that is important to know.
Oh, we heard Rysand's plan. Oh, we go in, we distract while Azriel steals the orb.
I was just about to say there is no plan to hear.
I feel like that's no plan. I feel like we do not get to hear the plan because we do not know what the distraction is. I mean, we know they are the distraction, but...
Yeah, and that's it.
enough.
That's just the distraction.
It is! What the fuck?
I just really thought it was a good change and a nice change that Feyre was not frightened. And I think that is just because someone asked her to do something and someone told her what is about to happen. And I really hope it stays that way because I want to like Rysand. And what's keeping me from really liking him right now is how he behaves toward Feyre. Whenever he keeps stuff from her and tries to protect her but not telling her stuff, blah, 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 blah. But now he's like, I'm going to do something bad tomorrow. Are you in? And she's like, yes, I'm in. And that's cool.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, if they're both in on it, then it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
But Rysand is quite nervous, Fae'd notices, and so she decides to distract him from that and like helps him cope by making dick jokes.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was kind of random.
So random.
Yeah,
But also kind of fun because out of nowhere, Fae'd is like, well, I've heard that the size of an Illyrian male's wings corresponds to other parts. And we also in that learned the very important information that Azriel has the biggest wings.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. You know? But I thought it was kind of funny. Maybe that's just me, because I'm so obsessed with Azriel. So whenever I read about Fae'd talking about Azriel, I'm like, oh, she's also kind of invested. But she often like comments stuff about Azriel that is not just like a character description, but something about him, the way he behaves, looks, whatever. And now this. And I just like how Fae'd, in a way, is kind of, I think she sees the appeal of Azriel. She's not into him in like an attracted way. She's not like, oh, I want to start a relationship with him. She's like, man, he hot.
Yeah.
I think Cassian and Azriel are two different kind of friends to her. Like Cassian is this friend that's a little bit pathetic, like not like in a negative way, but where you're like, it's him again. What can you say about him? You know,
Cassian.
It's Cassian. Like that.
Yeah,
that's just him. And Azriel is just like, not that Cassian is not capable of doing his job, but Azriel is actually like impressive, I guess.
Right.
He is impressive without trying.
Yeah, and like he's not obnoxious about it.
He just has this aura of, I know my shit, I do my shit, and I don't have to brag about it.
Yeah.
And that's just, let's be honest, big dick energy. Big wing energy.
Big wing energy, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
but with this whole wings and dicks comparison, what does it say about Rysand being able to vanish his wings? Is he like a horse? Can he like redact his penis?
He's just tucking.
Cool.
Like
Very
a drag
useful.
queen.
I wanted to make a fun horse comparison because horses can do that, but
And have big dicks.
yes, enormous dicks. But I think it's more fun to compare him to a drag queen because he is fabulous.
He is
He
fabulous.
has like, I think he has one specific quote that I like marked and noted. That's a fabulous quote. But more on that later.
Nice, I'm looking forward to it. But what I thought was very funny, because Azriel and Cassian are flying with them, and we all know they have very good hearing. He must have heard Fae'd going like, oh, I heard about this wing and other body parts thing. Azriel has the biggest wings, and Azriel must have been like,
Well, the thing is, right now she can actually check who has the biggest wings because
Right.
they're all flying next to each other, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, isn't there like probably wind? Maybe they can't hear each other.
That's honestly the funniest part about this chapter because Fae'd then proceeds to like touch his wings a bit and play with it, like the part where it grows out of his back. Well, at first I thought he's like, that's very sensitive. But I guess it must have been, that's very sensitive, Fae'd!
maybe, I don't know.
But wasn't it more like not intentionally like dragging over his wing, but like, ooh, my knuckles just brushed it because I was shifting my position?
I think she
Maybe, yeah.
accidentally touched it and then was like, oh my God, that feels so weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to touch it again.
Ah,
and then she
okay.
was like, oh, actually touching it. And he was like, well, I can you?
Stop! Not here! Not while flying! Help! I think that's very classic, that wings are like almost like a secondary sexual organ.
Is that classic? I think
At
that's the
least-
first time I read it.
I think I've read it at least in fan fictions a lot.
Okay, I have never read fan fictions, but okay.
I liked that Sarah J. Maas treats the wings as an actual body part and not just an accessory, and like makes it something that you feel and that has a certain sensitivity to
Yeah.
it. And I think that's cool. Much
Yeah.
cooler than just making, oh, they have cool wings and that's it.
And they can't sit down with them, so they need special chairs.
Yeah, and then Fae'd blurts out the first question that came into my mind. Can you use your wings during sex? Like, is that a thing? Very honest. She's curious. And Rysand says, yes, a lot of people do that, and you can even, how did he put it? You can conclude? He said a fun word for coming.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the quote is, during sex, an Illyrian male can find completion just by having someone touch his wings in the right spot.
Nice. I think that's strong foreshadowing for wing play between them, right?
Yeah, especially because Rasen also says that he never had his wings out during sex.
Yeah.
Because he never trusted someone enough.
Yeah, it's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
He also adds that some males attack first and ask questions later if you touch their wings without invitation. And then I was like, female Illyrians also have wings.
But most female Illyrians, unfortunately, get their wings clipped.
Right, I forgot about that.
That makes it so much more horrible.
True.
Yes.
That is...
It's like female genital mutilation.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Great people.
But I think this is just like confirmation on a meta level that at one point there will be wing sex between the two of them.
Yes.
Because there has to be. This is like Chekhov's wing dick.
And also Feyre has like, she's thinking about positions and such. And that could be like fun and creative, definitely.
Yeah. You know what? This is the closest we've gotten so far to our free-fall sex prediction.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of sex. If like stroking the wings is something you do during sex.
I mean, if they actually end up having sex that involves the wings, it would be lazy to just have it on a bed, right? If you have the wings out, use them. So maybe free-fall sex is still in the run.
I mean,
Nice.
like the House of Wind is quite far up. They could just above the city throw themselves down, do their deed, and then fly again.
It's basically like Gandalf in the Balrog. Just free falling.
Do you think he was touching his wings as well?
Maybe.
Maybe more ripping them off.
Well, right now they do not get to a free fall sex because they just out of nowhere get attacked by some arrows flying their way.
Ash arrows.
Yes, this is Ash Road. So to kill fairies, my note summarizes it with uy. Because that's some danger shit.
Very accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that would happen. And like it's the first mention of Ashwood in a long time,
Yeah.
I feel. And in between that time we had a lot of mentions of their Illyrian blades and stuff. And I was like, can they not be killed by their blades and swords? Like, I am still confused about this whole weapon situation.
We do not get any info on that here. Maybe we should have, but no, I don't know. Maybe it's like you can basically like slice people up with an Illyrian sword, but then if it's not Ashwood, they can maybe be put back together. Maybe
yeah.
that's why Jurian still lives on in his small parts, but he was human. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe it's sort of poisonous, you know, the Ashwood. What is it, wolfsbane for werewolves? Like, the wound is just more fatal if it's dealt with wolfsbane. So maybe Ashwood just hurts more and kills you quicker and you can't even heal around it and you die.
But I like your interpretation, Lukas, because maybe that's actually what they do. Like, they just hurt each other, and like if you're very hurt, you can't go on fighting, but you maybe in this case don't die. And so like they go around as these mighty warriors, but they're not killing, they're only maiming a bit.
Yeah. Right now they're not mighty hunters. Right now they are mighty prey.
True.
Right.
But then, like, in the next second, they become mighty hunters again because Raisen, like, swoops down and tries to hunt the attackers down. But he kind of loses them. And then they all meet up on the ground. As, Cass, Reese, and Faye.
Faye.
They all just kind of meet, like, on the bottom of the woods. And
The button?
The bottom of the woods.
That's not...
The wood floor. The wood ground.
The ground.
On the ground.
Yes. The bottom of the woods.
Bottom? Is that what you want to say?
It's like the bottom of a jar. That was my thinking. I think
Bottom.
You say bottom. Like,
With a U.
it's bottom.
With an O.
I think that's what I meant. But maybe it's just a giant ass in the woods.
A bit of bosom, a bit of bottom.
Well, I think the correct term would be ground.
Yes.
No. That's what you do to make things smaller. Lea, get educated.
What?
He means grinding something down.
Yeah, but ground is just the past tense. It's
Fuck off.
learn English.
This is getting...
Getting educated.
fucked.
You know, this podcast is a lot of things. I think it's performative in that way. Sometimes it's getting Fae'd, sometimes it's getting fucked. And right now it's getting educated.
True.
Lea.
Yes, I like to educate you, Lukas.
So they are in this butt crack on the floor. And
Ground.
They're
on the ground.
okay.
They land on the ground.
Yeah.
And kind of regroup, stand their ground, I guess. And we, for like a teensy tiny bit, we saw Cassian and Azriel's magic at play, right? They had like a protective shield out, protecting Rysand and Fae'd as well. And their siphons were at work for the very first time. Am I correct when I remember that Azriel's stone is blue and Cassian's is red, or is it the other way around? Because their shields also had the color of blue and red.
Yeah, they have their branding.
And I was kind of sad that we didn't see more Illyrian magic, because that's still sort of a mystery to me. We know it's like very powerful and...
Weapon magic, I guess.
Right, and has to be put through these siphons, otherwise it will hurt. So I was like, we're gonna see more magic, but like, no, just in quotation marks, a shield.
Yeah.
I just imagined like 2 transparent falling eggs.
Yes.
Right. But they do not crack on the ground.
No. Yeah, and then Rysand like immediately gives instructions for what to do. And
What is he, the group leader? Fuck off.
For once, he acts like the leader.
Yeah, and the thing is, he wants to send Fae'd away, but Fae'd's like, no, I want to stay because I can probably identify the arrows, especially if they come from a High Lord.
Right, but he just sends her away, locks her into his castle, makes her stay there, never come out again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm talking about Tamlin again. You looked at me so confused there. You were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
we reading the
I
same
was
book?
confused. Then I was like, no, I don't approve of this joke.
Well, but I really like Fae'd in this scene.
Yeah.
Because for once, she was not good at this in the past, but here she actually argues her point in a conclusive way.
Right.
Good girl.
Because Rysand is like, what's you gonna do? And then Fae'd's like, well, I know Ashwood. I might be able to tell if some High Lord left his magic signature on them. Also, I'm just a fucking good huntress and tracker. Fuck off, let me...
Sorry. We're so rude to each other today.
Fuck off, let me help.
Yeah.
And I was glad to hear that Rysand is then like, yeah, right, come along.
When Rysand was like, okay, well, yeah, sure, that makes sense. I'm gonna let you stay. I was like, And then I wrote down, bare minimum, man. Great. I got a little offended by myself that I was like, yeah, Rysand, you're great. And then I was like, no, Rysand, you're just decent. You're all right in that moment.
Yeah, and then Rysand, in addition to doing the bare minimum, also splits them up and says that Azriel and Fae'd go along. And let me just tell you the story of how I read this chapter. Because I was like pretty tired, I was already in bed. So I started reading this chapter, and then there's like a break in the chapter, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read the rest tomorrow, but hey, man, I'm so excited. Nice. Fae'd, Azriel solo mission. Let's go, Azriel action. Then I closed the book, and I had a wet dream about their mission together. And then the next morning I was like, nice, it's time for some Azriel action. And I opened the book, and in like 2 lines it says, oh, we didn't find anything.
That was so disappointing.
Right.
Like, this attack happens, and I think it's a really good plot twist, or it starts to be a really good plot twist. Like, oh my god, instead of this court shenanigans, now we have a detective plotline. Cool. Let's investigate some shit. And then it's like, okay, it didn't work. Back on track. And the story just moves on as it was supposed to before. And it's just not the point of a plot twist. Like, if you use it, that's not how a plot twist works.
Apart from my frustration about Azriel being such a side character in that moment, he doesn't even say one sentence in this whole chapter. It's also just very, very anticlimactic. Like, why be like, oh, there's an attack. The attack is over in like 5 seconds. And then like, oh, we're going to go track them down. I was like, oh, great. That's what Fae'd is good at. And then they can't find anything. No clue whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Yeah. They come back from this mission and are like, oh, well, we got nothing. Yeah. Let's go.
The thing is, I don't think this attack will be like pointless in the long run of the story. I think obviously it will come back up. But as a literary device, at this point in the story, in this chapter, it has no function at all. No. Like, it it doesn't add anything to the story here.
Yeah, right.
It's just, they just go just back where they came from.
And like she tells so much in 2 sentences. When she was like, we didn't find anything, I was like, oh, okay, so the point of this attack was to get Fae'd and Azriel separated so they can have, I don't know what, a talk, a secret encounter with someone. I don't know. Just like something that regards those two. That didn't happen. And then it said, oh, Morrigan would join them. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is a Morrigan Azriel thing. Like, Fae'd's like, okay, I'm just gonna give them some space, but you know, it's dangerous, so she stays with them, and I don't know, overhears something. But then it says, they told Morrigan everything, and then Morrigan left. I was just like, what?
It's so strange.
And then, how did Morrigan know that happened?
I think because they didn't arrive on time.
Okay, so she came checking on them.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah. I mean, they searched for quite a while. I think
hour,
they say,
right?
yeah, like we have 1 hour because they have an appointment. You know what I had? A disappointment.
Very good job. Oh my god.
That's strong.
Yeah. Thank you.
But let's talk about this attack. Like, when Fae'd offers like, oh, I can maybe find out if a High Lord has touched these arrows with their magic, she thinks that it could be Tarkin. Do you think it's Tarkin, or what is your theory?
I don't think it's Tarkin. This doesn't seem like Tarkin. I feel like he does things officially, right? He sent those blood rubies because that's apparently what you do when you have a feud. I don't feel like he would know they would be flying there, and then he wouldn't just attack out of the blue. That feels petty, and Tarkin isn't petty, but I don't know who else it could be. But it must have been someone who knew they would be flying that day.
I think that's a thing that is mentioned. Like, this is the second time someone knew where we were.
And you know who was not flying with the group?
Morrigan!
Yeah. For me, my mind immediately went to Tamlin. And I kind of, like, I thought, oh, maybe it's Tamlin. And then I wanted it to be Tamlin. And I think it's because I really want that confrontation between them. Like, I'm looking forward to that. And I feel like the story needs to deliver this to us at some point.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe it's him. But that's my only ground, that this confrontation needs to happen.
Here's the thing. I thought it couldn't be Tamlin because I don't think he would want to get Fae'd hurt.
Yeah.
But the thing is, maybe he wants to get Rysand hurt, and maybe he heard that, oh, they're going to fly there on official business. Like, not a cell in his brain would have been like, he's taking Fae'd with him. So I don't think he would think she's there.
Yeah, long story short, someone knows what they're doing. Someone.
Yeah, and that's like the second instance. So this is officially not us being crazy about this, but the book is telling us that something's up.
There is someone spilling beans.
Well, shall we then proceed to the next part of
Yes.
this long chapter? Because they eventually arrive at the base of the mountain. Like, at first, it's just Morrigan and Fae'd who go in. And it's like this huge gate that's like carved into the stone of the mountain itself. And then they have to speak enemy and enter. Because they're the evil people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very dwarven city-like.
Yes, the whole thing. Like, first they passed like 2 sentries stationed at the gate with cool uniforms because they are like Snow White.
Snow White!
That's not Snow White.
No, that was not Snow White.
I just wanted to do like this princessy singing, but my mind is elsewhere.
That was not Snow White, that
Wait,
was
let
Apple
me try
Green.
again.
The grass before
Let
it
me
snows.
try again. That's
Yeah,
Snow
I think
White.
that's Snow White.
To like blend in with the surroundings of the mountain, pretty cool.
No.
And then, as you said, the city itself is very dwarven. It's basically Khazad-dûm.
Or what's the other one?
Moria. No, it's
No, that's the
Khazad-dûm
same
and Moria.
thing.
Okay.
Or Erebor.
It's funny because I remember when we first went to Under the Mountain, like Amarantha's Under the Mountain, I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of Greek Khazad-dûm. And now I read this and I was like, oh, it sounds like Khazad-dûm. And I was like, oh, okay, she did a good rip-off. Because,
Well, I actually think she compares like Under the Mountain.
yeah,
and
she's
this
like,
one,
Amarantha's version is like child's play.
Yeah, she has a fun quote. I wrote it down. Under the mountain had been the work of a child. The court of nightmares had been the works of a god. Very dramatic.
I love the Amarantha blaming, though.
Yeah, she's
Blanta.
just like throwing sticks at Amarantha, like
As she should.
yeah.
That
Let's
woman
be
sucks.
honest.
But yeah, there are like grand carvings and great halls, hewn in the hewn city.
Yeah, but I meant like Sarah J. Maas's description of the place was like a good rip-off.
I guess, yeah.
Not Amarantha's work, but she described Under the Mountain as you now described the hewn city. So it felt similar. I felt like coming back.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, like that in their carvings they have this whole like beast iconography because
They have a theme, yeah.
yeah, I associate beasts more with like Tamlin and stuff because he is a shape-shifting boy.
I have an idea.
Okay.
It's not an idea. It's not a theory. It's more like a question. But at one point it said great scaled beasts.
Yeah.
And I wondered, is it dragons? And then I wondered, last episode, I think it was last episode, where we were like, oh, might Dracon's aerial army be dragons? Because that sounds very much alike. And will this book at some point have dragons?
Probably.
Because I feel like many fantasy series have this plot of, millennia ago there were dragons and they died. And then they're extinct. But then one comes back and then there's still dragons and then the dragons come and it's very epic and,
Yeah, I feel like when dragons are part of a story, they usually are like a very important part of the story. And like you hear about them, but here they could just appear out of the blue, kind of, which would be epic, I think. But like later when his throne is described, there's also the snake iconography.
which is also dragonish.
Yeah, dragons are snake-like, and it makes sense. If these were depictions of dragons, that Feyre is not like, oh yeah, these are dragons, I know dragons. But she's like, oh, some weird scaled beast, because why would Feyre know what dragons look like,
That's what I thought.
if they are not a thing? I like it. I do like it.
Possibility of dragons coming closer.
I like dragons.
Me too. Also, like every smutty fantasy, romantasy series has to have dragons.
Hashtag fourth wing. Ooh, ooh. Sexy dragons.
Hashtag ooh.
Well, lo and behold, inside of that enormous city, which is, by the way, lit by fairy lights. So there's a light source, it's not just dark.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I
They
mean,
all
there
have
might be
dark vision.
Yeah, there might be bad people and they use like echolocation.
No, the
and
bad
stuff.
people live somewhere else.
Where?
In
the
the
north.
Illyrian territory.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Right sand is bad people.
Well, he's half bat, half people.
All hero. Well, inside of that enormous city is also like a dedicated castle. And Feyre and Mor stride into the castle. And I really, really enjoyed reading about Morrigan's descriptions here. Because she just fucking owns it. All of her relatives are there and they hiss at her.
She's
They're
so
like,
Pathetic.
Morrigan is here there. But Morrigan owns it. She's described as wearing a deep red and quite revealing gown.
Red? Red?
No, red is not the trauma color anymore.
Well, it's
It
not
is-
the trauma color, but is it the danger color? Because it was Amarantha's color. It was Ianthe's color.
Right. And she's, in this under the mountain place, and Feyre describes her as a queen, owning and not apologizing. And, my theory is not that Morrigan is evil, but that she at one point lets the bad days win. And, this is a place of her bad days. So.
And it's not like she's wearing red often. Like it's not the first time. But go on. It is a very great description. So please go
Yeah.
on.
She looks so hot. In my mind, she looked so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though she's blonde.
Well, blonde and red always fits well together.
Yeah, Lea is sitting here with a revealing red gown. You just don't see it because it's a podcast.
I love how you looked down at yourself.
You were like,
like,
wait, what?
am I?
do?
I was thinking if I might be wearing like a red hoodie. But no, my red hoodie is in the washing.
In the washing. Yeah. Lea does not own a machine. It's just the washing. I think you meant to say it's in the laundry. But yeah.
I guess.
Getting educated.
Do you want to read the description now? Because it actually is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I actually only wrote down one sentence that Meike already spoiled, but I'm gonna read it out loud anyways.
Awesome.
Morrigan is, quote, a queen who owned her body, her life, her destiny, and never apologized for it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretty awesome.
And when the relatives just hiss at Morrigan, she just smirks back.
Awesome. You know, these are high fae hissing. What?
These people are so pathetic.
Yeah.
By the way, they're also racist because all the people there are high fae.
So they probably have fairy servants, but they're also not supposed to be seen like in Summer Court.
Yeah. We also get a description of Feyre's outfit, and it's pretty similar to the one she wore where she was forced to wear under the mountain. So quite revealing, but this time it's all black. I think the under the mountain one was like white.
Maybe.
But
I
now
don't
it's
remember.
all black because she's not so innocent anymore. And this time I think it's fine because like she chose to wear this outfit and it's not forced upon her.
Also,
so that's nice.
I mean, even if she wouldn't like maybe wear that in like her regular day-to-day life, she's like, okay, I'm willing to wear this for this purpose.
Yeah.
But I mean, the point here is to make her seem like his toy. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, look at her. That's her use to be looked at, I guess.
Yeah.
But they also give her like this awesome hairdo and put a crown on her head, and I was like, why? And then I think what it's supposed to say is like she is his toy, but she has still more power than anyone there. Like at least political power, you know? Because they don't know that she is like magically powerful.
Do they know she's the emissary now?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe they didn't even know she was there until now. That like now he's like presenting his toy and it's like, look, I took this woman from Tamlin.
The fuck?
That was my impression of him playing this horny dude, touching and slobbering her.
Okay, so then we meet Morrigan's daddy. Okay, Lea, you look at me with such disgust, I might just call him Morrigan's dad.
Thank you.
Her father. And he's called Kier.
Do you say Kier? I try to, because I think Kier sounds stupid, I try to like do a little whing, and so I read it as Kier, which it is not that much of a difference.
But he is stupid, so he can have a stupid name.
Yeah, I guess.
Is it like an Irish name? I feel like there's an actor called that. Have you seen
Keir
Atypical?
Starmer? Isn't that like the Prime Minister of the UK right now?
Yeah.
Is he written like that? Keir Starmer?
I'm not sure.
Yes, there's Keir Starmer.
What is he written? Spelled?
Just like that. Keyr. And then there's also Keira Knightley, as Google autofill likes to remind me.
Nice.
Then there's a Keir Gilchrist.
That's him. That's the Atypical guy.
Yeah. So I guess it's a name that exists.
So I guess it's not Keir.
You can still say Keir.
Well, Keir or Keir or Kiar is not nice. He does not really greet them. He just demands to know where Rhysand is. Because Rhysand is not there yet. But that is only because Rhysand wanted to have his special entrance.
As he should have.
Yeah.
Everything he does is a statement.
No, that sentence.
That was my fabulous sentence.
That was your fabulous sentence? There were so many more awesome sentences that describe his entrance.
But I thought that was like fabulous kind of...
Well, you can still think it's fabulous.
You can also just say now that is your fabulous sentence. With like pride in it.
Yeah, you can be proud of it.
Okay, I will own it. You know what? That was my fabulous sentence. I read that and I was like, everything I do is a statement. And I was like, yes, queen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Slay.
I think at that point, but we'll get to it. Did you just say slay sand?
I said slatement. I just don't deserve that much laughter.
You do. It was great. We're doing great here. Let's keep
stupid.
it rolling.
I love it.
Well, Slay Sand enters, but he sends his minions before him to like set the scene. And so Slacian and Slaciel.
Please stop.
Okay. Azriel and Cassian enter, and they are like dressed in Illyrian fighting gowns and wear 7 siphons each. And then Fae'd does not hear him, she does not see him, but she feels him. And her water glass starts jiggling with his steps because radiating all his unkempt power, Reese strolls into the room with his hands in his pockets as he likes to do. And then the whole room just grows silent.
Everyone can feel its power and it's radiating everywhere, and it says, it had no end and no beginning. And like his entrance is like several paragraphs long, and it's just epic. It was amazing.
And he also wears a crown made out of starlight.
Very cool imagery, all of it.
Yeah. And then he strides to Fae'd. By the way, they all kneel to show their respect, and then he strides towards Fae'd, takes her chin in his hand, and says, "Hello, Fae'd, Cursebreaker."
But when all of them were bowing, all I could think of was Rysand bowing for Fae'd. And I was like, oh, she must be thinking of that right now. You know, the whole room is bowing and Fae'd is bowing too. And in her mind, she's like, well, he bowed to me. I was thinking about that.
Nice.
You can have that thought, because now is the sexy part of the chapter. Because after all, it is a podcast, it is about smut books, and we've not had much smut in this book yet.
True. A lot of depression instead, but here, the sexy times start. Yay.
And honestly here, maybe for the first time in this book series, and like strongly as opposed to what happened under the mountain, I think I can get it. Because the most, maybe the only important criteria is fulfilled. It's consensual.
Yay.
They talked about it and they were like, okay, we're gonna do some sexy roleplay now.
It only
Let's
took
go.
us 1.5 books to get here.
And now here, this is just like basically like a subdom roleplay scenario.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we, before we like get there into detail, can we just like talk about like the plan? The plan.
What plan?
Apparently the plan is distract the court by making out in front of them so that Azriel can steal the orb.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, but why would they just like watch them? And like, what is the point of that kind of a distraction? You know, he could just hold a speech, you know?
I think the point is that Sarah J. Maas wanted to write this sexy chapter.
I mean, I appreciate that. But then, I mean, I had a kind of, I guess maybe an answer myself, because I guess this way he makes them aware that there is someone, like a new player at court who has his ear and therefore is quite powerful, and that's why she captivates the attention of the rest of the court. So they
But do you think they actually see her as like a person or just his plaything?
Well, it depends on the court or on the person, I guess. But I think, like, when I think of medieval political intrigue, I go to, like, a court of ice.
A court of ice and fire.
Nope, that's wrong.
That's the next book.
A book of ice and fire. Is that right?
A
The song.
Oops. And someone like Varys would view, like, this kind of sexual play thing as someone, like, you have to be aware of them because, as I said, they have his ear, so they can like whisper sweet somethings and suggestions into his ear. So I think that's a position of power. And like if they take political intrigue seriously, I think they wouldn't dismiss that, because I think it's just like a new component that they have to be aware of. And then I think it depends on the person, like how serious they take her, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I just thought like Night Court especially has such a bad view on women. Like they sell them off.
True.
I think the only thing annoying me about this scene, because I also thought it was very intriguing to read, but the reaction the court had, and especially Morrigan's father had, I was just like, it made it somewhat silly. Because I think at some point he is described as reacting rigid, horrified, stuck in here until they would stop. And, you know, that dude must also be very old. If you go into a club in our normal world, that is what you see. You can't tell me that old Fae guy is so shocked by seeing two people slightly making out. It's not like they're fucking in this room.
Well, almost.
They're touching each other. But that's
it's mostly
sort
touching.
of.
But especially like this court is compared very much to like Under the Mountain. And here there is like this wild music and people grinding at each other. And that happened Under the Mountain as well. So I think people just make out there, right?
Are they suddenly so prude? That kind of confused me. Like, I liked what happened, but I was confused about everyone reacting so strongly to it.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a kind of scene that is very cool conceptually, but kind of falls apart if you think about it too much.
You know what it reminded me of? When you have a sexy scene in D&D between like two players or like the player and the DM. Because at first you're like excited your character is getting into that situation, and then the realization kicks that you now have to do sexual roleplay with either one of your friends or, you know, someone you might even not know that much or that well. And then you kind of start acting it out. And then everyone is sort of like, yay, that is happening. And also it's getting awkward because you're like, oh my God, now these two are having a thing. And everyone's like, yay, yay.
Yeah.
And that is sort of what it reminded me about. Like, they're just having a great time. And like in concept, it's awesome. But everyone's like,
Well, in our campaign, Lea and I just started having like a thing. Well, our characters just started developing a thing, and it's also
very awkward.
It's very awkward.
Especially because your character rolled a 1.
Yeah, I fell asleep, I'm sorry.
Failed his performance check.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That's what I mean. It's awkward.
But it's also funny.
It's very fun, but awkward.
I have to say, I also don't really like get the interactions with Kair, because Reese first asks him for like a report, and then like he gives him a report, but he's like, oh, there's not really that much new to report. And then like he really doesn't have anything more for him to do, but he like kind of orders him to stay there and like bring them wine, and he just wants to show Feyre off. And I feel like to keep him busy, maybe they should have thought of like a solid reason why they need to talk to him and like engage him in a conversation. I don't know. I feel like this plan again, like, guys, please fill out your plans. This is like, what is the plan?
I mean, he actually said he has an appointment. So he was like, look, Keir, I'm going to show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have business with you. And then Kier's like, well, I guess. And then Rysand shows up with his mortal turned immortal girly. And it's just like, well, we're just gonna make out here. And you're gonna stay.
Yeah,
I mean, so random.
In that way, it kind of makes sense. Because, like, Rysand actually has at least something to show them. And it's weird that he makes them watch. It's weird that he makes them stay. But I feel like all this is, anyways, just a display of power.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you're gonna watch me and my girl making out because I'm into that, and you can't do shit while I'm doing that. And he like also makes Keir like get them drinks and stuff to really show him, yo, I am in charge. You're just a steward.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, that's where you're like, what did you call it? The epic sentence or whatever?
Fabulous.
The fabulous description.
Yeah.
Comes in like, he is like, did you just want to like show us that you have Tamlin's girl? And yeah, like, did you just want to make a statement? And I guess that's also a show of power. Like, I have Tamlin's girl now.
Yeah,
right.
But that again, I think I don't understand the angle.
Yeah.
Because like obviously there are rumors about the relationship between Feyre and Rysand. And like, you don't want Tamlin to think, yo, I stole your girl and now she's like turned like evil and she's my whore and I play with her. But then this is the only image you present to the public.
Yeah.
I think rumors might get out of the Court of Nightmares to Spring Court.
What? Don't you think they would just like keep Rysand's secret and be kind and his ally? And
yeah, but the thing is, Rysand knows that.
Yeah.
That like rumors get across courts, and then then Tamlin will just hear, yo, Rysand showed up with his girl, and it's your old girl, and she says, oh, what the fuck? We should go to war now. And Tamlin is like, yes, let's go.
You know, I think it might also be a problem. Sarah J. Maas ran in as an author herself. Because Rysand said himself that he has to put on the mask of the cruel lord and has to act that way again. But then you kind of face the problem of Rysand doing something either excusable or unexcusable. And I feel like the only thing that is excusable is him being like, Feyre, is it okay if I touch you and we act like you're my plaything? And Feyre is like, yes, that's okay. And then we also see her enjoying that. So we're like, oh, Rysand is putting on that mask and he's just being sexy. Yeah, I can look away here. But if he was, he asks for like, is there no one to punish? And then Kira's like, well, no, but I can just choose someone. And if Rysand would have been like, well, yeah, choose some random person. And then Kira would have gone and presented a young lady and be like, well, she looks ugly today. And Rysand is like, I'm going to kill you for looking ugly today. And he would just kill that random fae just to appear evil. He would be evil. And we'd be like, well, bro, that's actually not cool.
Would be funny, though.
Well, but he didn't.
Yes, that's my point. He acts sexually because that is something we can excuse. Like, it appears arrogant, calculated, whatever to his court, but it doesn't appear evil to us. And also not to Feyre, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything that is actually evil.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Only towards evil people. But more on that later.
Yeah. I also think we don't get that much insight into like the political going-ons here because we are in Feyre's perspective. And Feyre is very caught up with what is happening to her and her body. Like, she's absolutely horned up. Like, she just likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, good for her.
Yeah.
Right.
I really like to read that she just enjoys something because she hasn't done that in a long time.
Right.
And I think that's also like the point of this chapter and this scene, that she starts waking up and starts just finding her sexuality again and owning it and not just fucking Tamlin because they don't have to talk about shit then.
Yeah. And then I think this whole scene is like, okay, I like this. I want this. I don't want him to know that I like this. Does he want this? And then at some point the sentence drops like, he didn't like this any more than I did. And I was like, but you like it. Huh? And then she has this realization where she's thinking of like, yeah, he's carrying this mask and blah, blah, blah. Then she's wondering like if they masked a male who perhaps thought he wasn't worth very much at all.
You know, I liked how much Feyre enjoyed it, but I also liked that at one point she kind of had this thought where she was like, how much does he actually enjoy this and how much is just an act, as we talked about. And then I think she goes down a very important route where, like, we saw a lot of Feyre's depression in this book, and I would like to see now Rysand's journey with his troubles regarding intimacy, because when Feyre gets wet and he notices that and she's kind of ashamed and he's like, well, don't worry, it's just a bodily reaction, and then she feels his erection, he also is like, well, that is just how your body reacts, it doesn't mean anything. And for me, that sort of read like he is still not over all that happened to him and that physical abuse that he endured for like 50 years. And I like that angle that Rysand is like this cocky, fun guy, but when it comes to intimacy, he has very, very understandable problems. And I like that it kind of comes through in this moment and that Feyre takes a moment to think about it. And I would really like to see that a part of the story. Like, Feyre now kind of has her healing journey going. And now I want to see Rysand's healing journey going because they have different problems coming from the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And that was an angle I did not expect coming from a sexy chapter. Like, I was like, oh, this is just them fooling around and noticing their lust. But, like, I think Rysand understands that he likes Feyre. But I also think Rysand is like, well, another mountain and sex. Yeah. So great, been there, done that. Hated it.
So you think in this point, like, it means nothing. It's just your body reacting. Don't worry. He's speaking for himself and therefore concludes from himself to herself.
I don't think it is about feelings. I don't think he means to say, oh, this is nothing between us. But I think he kind of means to say, well, that is just how your body reacts. It doesn't mean that you like it. And it doesn't mean that I like it. It just means that we are convincingly fooling around.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. That's like, because I think like the sentence could mean either that or that like he doesn't dare to hope that she actually wants him. So I think there's like two possibilities, but I agree that it is necessary that like his trauma is resolved as well. So yeah, so I do think like there's this broken man beneath it. But like her wondering about this, I was like, that is like not a surprise that he's a broken man inside. Like, what? What makes you think that? Like, huh?
Yeah, but I think she just means, oh, he's broken, like, in that regard.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, I loved so many things about Rysand in this scene. Like how he warms his hands when he notices there's a code for Feyre. That was actually just so damn cute. And then when he like touches her a lot around her legs and she kind of tenses up and he like kisses her earlobe to be like, I'm sorry, this is not. And I was just like, oh, he's actually so cute in this scene.
They are just quite cute towards each other.
Yes.
Yeah, I love them very much together. It's amazing. Yeah.
It really is amazing.
Well,
It's just a well done, sexy scene. What? Do you have criticism?
No, not on the scene.
Do you want to be the party pooper?
No, I think there are 2 cockblock scenes in here. Not like they don't actually succeed. Oh, well, one does kind of succeed in cockblocking. And at both times it's the same fucking name. And first is when Keir brings up Tamlin. Oh. And like, because we're in Feyre's perspective and it's already starting like, the sexy description and it's very detailed and and then he just drops that name in there and I'm just like, no, go away. I don't want to think about that. And then it's gone. It goes on, la la la. And Feyre enjoys it and like notices, okay, like his body is reacting as well. Nice. And then she is worried about Tamlin again.
Right, that caught me off guard a bit too.
How dare he? How dare he interrupt my sexy time?
Tamlin is just a new painting.
Yeah, like he has to ruin everything, even when he's not there.
Yeah, I think she kind of starts feeling guilty about like, oh, I actually start liking this with a new man.
Yeah, but like she's, oh my god, the hands of a new man on me. So fast after Tamlin. I'm like, you've been gone like for half a year.
Yeah, like there's 2 points there. First, it's been half a year. Second, it's Tamlin.
Yes. Like I wrote this down in all caps. I was so mad.
But I think like this is just like from our perspective of what the fuck kind of thought, but I think it's maybe a real thought that people have.
I guess.
And I think she also then proceeds to get over that.
It vanishes very quickly again, right?
So I think that's nice. But can we talk about Rysand's penis now?
Sure.
Because also comparing that to Tamlin, Rysand's cock is described as an impressive length. Feyre rubs her butt against his cock and says, oh, that's an impressive length. And then let's just think back to book 1, where Tamlin's penis is described as a proud length. And I think that's a very important distinction, because I think that says a lot that Tamlin has a proud length in that he just thinks he's great and he projects that outside, and then Feyre's like, oh, he's just proud of it, whatever. But Rysand, he is an impressive length because he's not trying to put on a show. Feyre's just like,
I'm so glad that this didn't go into the direction of, well, obviously Rysand has the longer penis because he's cooler. When you started, I was like, well, I don't like Tamlin, but it's not about how long it is. But your point was actually not that bad. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also his penis is longer. And I think we as a society should move past putting meaning into the length. That's just my point.
The length doesn't matter.
Yeah. Only the way you carry it, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And this just shows us Tamlin is trying hard and Rysand just is.
Hard.
Yes.
Nice.
Amen. That was my comparison.
Woo.
Well, concluding the penis saga, Azriel returns. And apparently he stole the orb.
Hopefully.
Cool.
Good for him. Go Az.
Hope he had a great time doing cool spy thief shit off page.
I don't think it would have been that interesting because he appears to be competent. He appears to be good at his job.
But imagine this book written in third perspective, switching between this sexy scene and his spy scene, and could be so tensionful.
Guys, it would have been like the Princess Switch 3. It would have been sexy time and then sexy stealing and then sexy time and sexy stealing.
Nice.
The best story ever. Princess Switch 3. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Best sexy time.
Godfather who? Not because of sexy, but because of the best movie.
That tango scene, intercutted with them dancing through the laser
It's
field.
so amazing. We have to watch it every Christmas. And now you are blessed with this knowledge as well.
Yeah, I mean, the title also fits with Rasan in his crown. Isn't the title The Princess Switch 3? Romancing the Star.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god! So he has the orb?
He has apparently the orb. And then he has like a little interaction with Morrigan. What did you think about that, Meike?
It confused me a little. It was too technically for me. It obviously was their sign, like Morrigan kind of dancing up to him and then petting him down and
Do you have it? Do you? I found it.
and him like squeezing her waist, I guess, was their sign for yes, I got the orb. So I was like, nah, I enjoyed them interacting and touching, but it wasn't for romantic purposes. But what I liked was Feyre looking at them and being like, I wonder how Azriel feels right now.
And you were like, me too!
Yeah. I was like, just switch POV with him. Just do it.
And then Morrigan...
Just probe his mind.
Okay. Getting Fae'd does not support mind probing in any way, shape or form.
Except for sexy time.
No, Lea, especially not for sexy time.
I know.
Yeah,
Get
no.
educated. No, and then Morrigan gives him a smile that should spark some rumors in the Hewn City.
Then again, like, what do they care? This girly pop who knowingly has had lovers outside of marriage smiles at a guy that is an Illyrian. They don't think highly of Illyrians. So they look in love. I don't know. What do they care?
Do you think that was the point? Like, to just rub it in? Like, haha, nah, I'm with another Illyrian. Fuck you, I'm sullying your blood.
Maybe, yeah.
But, like, just, like, for funsies, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we then get to, like, the last small little thing that happens in this chapter? Because as they are like, oh, nice, we did it, and they want to leave, Kier walks up to her and just kind of whispers, you get what's coming to you, whore. And then Rysand just snaps and goes full Amarantha on him.
Yep.
Because first, darkness explodes in the throne room and Kier's on his knees. And then Rysand's like, apologize, and mentally breaks all his bones in his body.
He's going full Vecna.
Yes, but Amarantha did it first.
True.
Right?
In book 1. And now he's just like breaking him apart, and it's kind of fun to read. Because he's an asshole. But it's also a bit over the top.
It's a bit wild. And what I found, I don't know if funny is the right word, but it kind of broke the vibe of the scene. Like, he goes to him and he's like, you better not go to a healer. You have to suffer your suffering. Otherwise I will explode your other arm. And it's just, that was okay.
Yeah, he just wanted to be especially cruel.
Yeah, I know, but it felt fanfiction-y.
It felt too much, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, now I'm like thinking about like Fae anatomy again. Like,
Yeah.
would the healer just magically heal him, but he would just take more time like healing at all? Or is it you don't go to a healer, you just lie there and suffer and don't heal at all?
I think you will heal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just like at a normal rate, which will be much faster than a mortal.
Yeah, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then a healer would probably be like, oh, Meiji, and heals her. Probably like Rysand healed her when she was almost dying.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but Rysand just lets this evil persona hang out and is like, I'm evil now. You insulted my girlfriend. Not my girlfriend, just my whore. And that's not nice. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... I thought this would be like a bigger talking point in this episode, but that's just what happens.
Yeah, it's sure. But also, I think it's not a bigger talking point, but because it doesn't really affect Feyre. I think she just witnesses it and is like, well, that happened.
Well, she has a reaction to it that is like unbothered, but she says, "The High Lord whose power had not scared me, whose wrath did not wreck me," which is, you know, again a parallel to Tamlin, because his powers scared her. She was always, whenever he got angry, his claws came out and he would get violent towards her, even though he wasn't angry at her. And then his power that wasn't meant to hurt her would always hurt her because he couldn't control it. And now Rhysand was very angry, also about Feyre's well-being. But his anger was directed at the person that made him angry and did not scratch Feyre. So I guess it was again a moment where like, oh, a very cruel and powerful display of Fae magic. But it doesn't bother her and therefore shouldn't bother us as a reader, I guess.
I read it more like he who I was afraid of in the beginning, but he never actually gave me true reason to be afraid of, so I'm not anymore. And now I'm confused. What am I feeling? What is going on?
Yeah, I feel like this scene does have a point, and it's maybe just the point is that Feyre doesn't really react as starkly to that. Because it draws like a stark contrast to the T-Man.
It just shows a point of trust. If someone you don't trust acts like that, I'd be running.
Yeah.
But she knows him and she's like, well, he's not going to do that to me. So what's the point?
Yeah. Also, he's the protective boyfriend.
Yeah, no.
Nah, Tamlin was the protective boyfriend.
Tam was.
He's the
T-Man.
caring boyfriend, I guess.
Okay, sure.
Tammy Westside.
I never know how to feel about such outbursts. Because I feel like this is, again, a fictional versus real thing. Because if Lukas would do something like that when someone insults me, I'd be like, bro, the fuck?
Yes.
Calm down. But in a fictional story where breaking someone's arm has no repercussions whatsoever, go for it.
Do you think, I don't even know why this popped into my mind, maybe because Tamlin is mentioned so often, but do you think that Keir has like maybe an alliance in the workings with Springcourt because they are both blonde?
I don't think he has an alliance, like a standing alliance. I think this might be an opportunity for him to be like, ha ha ha, you don't guess who I met today.
I think it's going to be difficult because we know Rhysand or like the Night Court and Spring Court do not stand on good ground. There is something between them that we still don't really know, but they are enemies. I mean, Night Court is per se enemy to everyone, every other court, but they seem to have like a sort of alliance with the Autumn Court. And then again, Autumn Court and Spring Court don't really get along because that is where Lucian took refuge. So, yeah. But I think your point, Lea, makes sense, that he could be like, well, our High Lord, which we all don't like, he kind of went against the law and, you know, we don't want to fight in a war, but if you just fought him...
Especially if they say we won't fight.
Yeah, if Keir wants to overthrow Rhysand, Tamlin might be the ally to go with.
I think what always kind of confused me whenever Rhysand told us about this secret court and made-up court, like play court, the Court of Nightmares and the Court of Dreams, is like he tried to change the system and they wouldn't have it. And then he was like, well, all that don't want to follow me can just have their way in this Court of Nightmares, and I'm just going to do my thing. So they sort of know he isn't that cruel and evil. Do they just think he's cruel and evil to them? Because they didn't follow his way?
Maybe.
Because otherwise they would have to be like, well, he's the softy lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what happened is that Sarah J. Maas wanted to write a sexy scene and just likes the trope of someone having to play evil. And then she just kind of yada yada the rest.
Yeah, I think we run into this thing again that the strategy of I am evil, everybody thinks I'm evil, it is my enemy, is just a bad diplomatic strategy with anyone. And like he had made this choice like for hundreds of years, and it's just how does this work? It's bad.
Honestly, Rysand being open about it would have been such a better way. Like, I understand why he kept Valaris safe. But to be like, hey, I'm a High Lord that wants to change the system of my court. I'm not evil. I don't want to kill the other courts. I'm a good guy. But there are people in my court that behave badly, so I just gave them this slither of a mountain. They can do whatever they want, and we're just gonna have actual diplomatic relations. I'm a cool guy. That would have worked better, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't think too much about it, and maybe we're missing a piece. Maybe this all makes sense.
I think
But
so.
Yeah, I just think it's not that deep, but yeah. If you dig too deep, it just becomes a hole.
Poetry.
Here you go. That's my book of poetry.
Well, it's all... I don't know if it's like done on point, this whole thing, but what I do think is well done by Sarah J. Maas is just this whole Feyre character arc up until now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because she was broken down by the end of last book. Then we got to read an actual depression, which I feel like often does not happen after characters get broken down. And now she's just slowly, we're following her. She's crawling her way out of this hole. And I think it's nicely done.
Yeah.
This chapter ends with her realizing, I'm waking up. I have these feelings inside me awakening again.
What is this feeling?
She's turning into a kinky girl. I mean, she liked it rough before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think about the fact that she was kind of like, had he wanted it, she was kind of willing to do it just on the spot right there, like with all of them watching?
That might have been a bit extreme.
I think
in your
so
healing
horny.
journey, you also get to a point where you do things too quickly. And then afterwards you regret them and you're like, oh, actually, I wasn't ready. So that might have been the case here.
Yeah.
It would have been very funny.
It would have been wild, like
that
for
was
the
the
whole
first
court to be
time.
like,
Let's go.
sure, we were caught here. Great.
But she doesn't.
No.
They don't. And maybe they will in the future.
I want that to be a private moment.
Yeah.
But Lea, as you predicted, first it's gonna be awkward.
Probably.
And I'm looking quite forward to the next chapters.
But I just want them to talk about and her be like, yeah, I really enjoyed that. And him like, yeah, okay.
They have to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope.
But I can see how they kind of not talk about it. And then it's kind of weird between them again.
Right, it's gonna be the whole, now we have the orb, we have to deal with the queens, and Feyre's like, well, business first, and then sex later, and...
They should just go home and do it immediately.
Yes.
Please.
Do it or talk?
Well, first talk and then be like, oh, well, we both want it.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
And then go on,
So I think this concludes today's chapter, just one chapter. And I think this might also conclude this discussion. And it also concludes the episode. And with that, it concludes this entire podcasting year.
Oh boy.
It was the first full year of podcasting.
Woo!
Awesome.
One
Amazing.
episode every 2 weeks.
That's
We
great.
I'm
did
proud
not
of us.
skip 1
Week.
week.
Yeah.
And it was hard at times.
It was.
But we pulled through.
Yeah.
Nice.
And even gave you guys some special extra stuff.
Right, I'm looking forward to doing more bonus episodes
Yeah.
in the future.
And in the last couple of episodes, we also managed to just invent a new segment of this podcast. So shall we get to Recommendation Corner?
Sure.
I want to recommend something I have not done yet, but want to do and have been wanting to do.
So you just hope that it's good.
Yes.
Nice.
So my recommendation is getting a theater at home subscription for any theater company that
nice.
might interest you. Because I like theater, but a lot of productions that are interesting are very far away, like in England or the US or just somewhere I can go or are too expensive for me. So I actually want to get a theater at home subscription.
Does this mean that the actors just come into our apartment and play a play for us?
Yes.
kinda
No,
sounds
it
like
is
that.
like National Theatre has a very big library, I think. It's like a streaming service, but for theatre, professionally done plays. And since I do plays, recordings of plays as part of my job, I know how much work goes into that and how cool it can be because there's so many small little details that you can see and not see when you're in the theatre room. I highly recommend if you like theater and you can't afford to go to theater every week, but you want to watch theater, just get a home subscription for theater.
Nice. I think that's a good recommendation.
Thank you. But also go to the theater. Theaters are dying, so please also at some point go to the theater.
Word.
Preach.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a recommendation.
No, really? Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Well, it's not just corner, it's recommendation corner.
Go ahead, please go ahead.
Well, it is the winter time. And here in Germany, in the wintertime, there are these Christmas markets or sometimes winter markets. And where we live right now, it's very hard to find this. But in the region where I was born, there is usually this specific wintertime snack on these markets, and it's called Schmalzkuchen. And I was looking for like a translation, and I don't think there is one, but it's kind of like donut dough, but in little bite-sized, and then they're fried, and then they're put in a little bag, and then there's powdered sugar on top, and it's like the best tasty snack ever. And if you ever have the opportunity to get Schmalzkuchen somewhere, then you should, because it gives you life and it's the best thing. And every time like I'm going to a Christmas market here, I'm a bit sad that there are no Schmalzkuchen, but at home there are some, and I will go home soon and eat some. Yay.
Nice.
And so, yeah, Schmalzkuchen. Woo!
Well, I didn't really have like a tangible recommendation for today because I couldn't think of anything. So I wanted to recommend a concept. And also because it's almost the end of the year and it's the time of New Year's resolutions. And I think I want to recommend to you the concept of just setting smaller goals. Because let's be honest, most like New Year's resolutions just don't happen because they're like these high goals you set for yourself. And I realized, for example, that for this year, I set my reading challenge. Like, you know what? I'm just going to read 10 books. Like, that's not a lot. And that was something I could achieve, and I did achieve. And I guess that's, I don't know, is that like a recommendation? Is that a concept?
Yeah.
Set smaller goals for yourself, because succeeding at small goals feels better than failing at big goals.
Your
I think that's my
recommendation
point.
is being realistic.
Yes,
But also, even if you then do reach like the big goal that you might have set yourself, then like overshooting like the small goal, it's like feels even better, even though you might even be shy like of the threshold of the big goal.
Yeah,
or something.
overachieving is awesome. I have reached 200 and something % of my reading goal. I just did not set my reading goal that high, and then I overachieved it because I had a good reading year, and it just feels awesome. I feel like the boss.
Well, and that was my recommendation for today.
Thank you.
You're
Nice.
welcome.
And with this,
The year of 2025 concludes.
Nice. We wave goodbye tomorrow.
and we wish you all the best. And if you have nothing to do on New Year's Eve, you can be cheered up by some outtakes and memes of ours.
Over on Instagram and TikTok at Getting Fae'd Pod, you can essentially spend New Year's Eve with us.
Yeah.
Your pals. We're there for you.
And if you instead spend your New Year's Eve with some friends or family or both, then hey, you can tell them. Do you have the resolution to listen to my podcasts? I have a recommendation for you. They have recommendations for you over there as well. It's a recommendationception.
Wow.
Amazing. And also smart.
Also
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think with that, we will release you into the coming of 2026, where we will all be
Getting Fae'd!